before before the show officially starts. I think it's just a Taylor and Gomer show. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's a pre-show where we talk about what we're going to do on the show. It's the easiest pre-show because we're just talking about all the books coming out this week.
Yeah, we're just on rails for these episodes.
I am so excited for new comics this week. There are some winners, and my shop didn't. Our shop didn't get last week's Marvel, so it's like, ooh, we're gonna get a double
Yeah,
dose.
missed out on some good ones, especially that Captain America. It looks
It
like
was so good. It was so good.
I'll get it eventually, and I'm sure I
Yeah,
will.
for sure. Yeah, those books are coming in. But yeah, anything else? Anything happened? 24 hours? I mean,
Not really.
the richest
Although,
man in the world bought Twitter.
yeah,
I mean, a,
that is
a
a
bit of
headline. Yeah,
there you go. That is a headline. That is things people are talking about. Um, I don't care.
there are no heroes here. I
There are
mean,
no
Twitter's
heroes.
not a benevolent corporation, and Elon Musk is not a benevolent person either.
Yeah,
So.
it's like, hey man, I just bought a big shit fire, a garbage fire, and it's like, oh, well, what are you gonna do with that? Oh, I'm
I
gonna make
pers-
some money off of it.
yeah,
Okay, okay.
I personally don't use Twitter, so he can make it worse or make it better, and it won't affect me
We actually
personally.
are
But
streaming on Twitter, so you do use Twitter, just
oh,
ancillary by proxy. You are
I
using Twitter.
I just found out just now that I use Twitter. Uh, but
uh,
something that happened
but
last week that we didn't talk on the Sunday night show about.
yeah.
The Thor trailer did come out. I mean, there's not much to say. It was
Oh
just a
yeah.
teaser, but
It looked good. There was a bunch of great, moments in there. But yeah, it's just a
yeah,
teaser, and it did
probably
what it's
the
supposed to. I
the
mean,
only
I'm
thing worth like
excited.
sinking your teeth into. It looked funny. It looked good, but the only thing worth sinking your teeth into is probably that recreation of that shot from God of Thunder comic. That Assad Rabik drew.
Oh, sure, sure. Yeah, I would have definitely gotten that.
That was
But
cool.
yeah, I just didn't even really. I don't know. It's like a movie trailer drops, and it's not a trailer, but it's a movie. And it's like the MCU was out of commission for a while, and now they're back. So it's like they got a trailer coming out every 3 months, whether it's for the TV shows or for
Yeah,
the
they're
movies.
they're
It's
cranking
so
them out 4 a
much.
year now. Yeah,
Yeah, it's so much, dude. So much. And I ain't gonna go see it in the theater anyway. Shit, I don't care. I'll
but yeah,
wait. It's only 45-day window, but yeah, it looks cool, man. I'm excited to. I'm excited that it's out. I get excited about people getting excited about things.
yeah. It
Uh,
has generated a meme with Star Lord like trying to look past Thor and then
yeah,
Thor
the
putting himself in the way. Yeah,
leaning in. My hair's
yeah.
almost identical to.
It is not.
Let's do the show.
Okay.
No, it's really close, dude. It really is.
It really isn't.
If I went blonde,
Mm-hmm.
if I went blonde,
I don't like it.
I don't either.
Okay, but you said a lot of ridiculous things. But you comparing your like raggedy bush of a haircut.
If I
to,
had
like,
Hollywood, if I had
golden
Hollywood
locks.
doing it.
Oh, okay, sure. If my hair was completely different. Yeah.
It's another episode of this Geek and Comics Outright Geekery's comic book shit talk show.
Shit Dog Show.
It is Gomer and Taylor, the Taylor and Gomer show, my favorite show of the week. When we're doing the previews, we're just gonna hop right into it, y'all. If you see
right.
something, say something, chat. If you want to get involved in this, let us know what you're reading, what you're excited about. Even if we're not reading it, we can at least talk about it a little bit. And that brings us to DC Comics, because I'm only reading a handful of DC books right now.
They
Relatively
also kind
speaking,
of
of
blew
course.
their wad last week with a lot of their comics too.
They
so.
had some good books out last week. I'm not
Yeah.
reading action, but damn, this Tedesco cover is dope. Man, it's
Yeah.
throwback classic. He's got some negative space going
He's
on.
got
with
like the classic
background.
pose, got that iconic look going. Yeah, that's good shit.
Yeah, I love them briefs. The finale of Deep Target. I meant to get into this. I meant to at least give it a shot, and I totally forgot about it. I didn't pick it up. It's such a wacky combination of a guy with no powers at all and a guy with powers everybody always makes fun of.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a weird combination, but Yeah, I haven't read it.
It's
So.
kind of like the nerds at high school kind of team up to take down the bullies type of idea.
Yeah.
But I have no idea if this is good or not. If I hear good stuff about it, I might check it out and trade, but I don't know.
Yeah, and it's 7 issues. It's done now, so we don't have to talk about it anymore.
Yep.
Aquaman has been, fairly good. Just sort of a run of the mill, yes, Aquaman book with all of the Aquamen hanging out. Black Manta's in there, Jackson's in there. It's good,
What does
I mean,
Batman have to do with it, other than them trying to like get people to buy this because
exactly.
Batman?
It's just a cameo from Batman. Yeah. Danger lurks in the darkness of Gotham's shadows, and that's part of this issue. He hasn't been in it yet. Batman ain't been in it yet. So, yeah, White Knight, great book. Sean Murphy, bringing us back to his own little corner of the universe. This is definitely something DC does a whole lot better than Marvel, in terms of making their own thing, just building off of, something else. They've gotten better, but not like
DC has, I was watching Elseworlds. Like,
Yeah.
DC has the more iconic of the alternate universe takes, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like this Old Man Bruce, and I'm assuming that's Dick Grayson there with him.
I believe so. Yeah, Captain Dick Grayson.
Yeah,
he was not introduced in the first one, as far as I know. I read that. I did read that. It was good. It was really cool. A lot of great art and design, choices in that. Fear State collected. Fear State was just okay.
It was pretty middling as far as like crossovers go.
Yeah. Now, talking about a good book with a great Middleton cover here. Oh, Joshua Middleton, draw my life. But Dark Knights of Steel, number 6, Tom Taylor, basically doing Game of Thrones meets the DC universe.
Right down to Clark and his sister apparently being the Lannisters here.
It's
full on. They are the bad guys, it turns out.
It's wild, dude. Yeah, it's really, really fun book, dude. And this is what happens when you give somebody like Tom Taylor an alternate universe. He did it with Deceased. He did it with Injustice. And honestly, we're going to get more Dark Knights of Steel. There's no way we are not.
It seems like a rife setting, to be sure. We're halfway through this, and it's good. It's been really good from, well, God, when did it start? Like
6 months, at least 6 months, probably 7 months.
Yeah.
So,
this
really
has been
good.
fun.
DC Pride 21 is getting the hardcover treatment. That collects a whole bunch of cool stuff. If you missed out on that. Deathstroke Inc. I think this is still Shadow War stuff. I'm kind of cooling on Shadow War a bit. That first issue was, really a home run, and now it's just been a drag like baseball is, if I'm going to stick with that analogy. And I don't know. It's probably going to have bookends because I'm pretty sure it gets an Omega or something issue,
Probably,
like issue. And I think I'm just going to read those two and try to keep up as best I can. Detective Comics, as we talked about yesterday, it is getting another creative team. Lee Bermejo doing the Riddler on this is just, oh my gosh. Like he's got Batman and like the Houdini shit going on in the back. See that?
Yeah, that's really fun.
Wild,
I like this
dude.
cover a lot.
Yeah, and it's camo. He's like wearing camo. Is that how the Riddler is now? Is he?
I don't think it's camo. I think it's supposed to be like the way the shadow is kind of on him.
No, that is definitely camo. It's like green camouflage.
That's a weird choice if that is meant to be camo.
With the purple shirt, you ain't hiding. Anyway.
It's really off-brand for Riddler to be like wearing camo, yeah.
Yeah, I think they are introducing a new Riddler, though. Did it happen in this?
Are they going to try to do one closer to what's in like the Batman?
They should not. That's going to be hard to adapt.
Well, they always like try that sort of stuff, right? To like at least do like a
he's like
an Elseworld thing.
He's like a less personable, low-scale Ozymandias, Anyway,
yeah.
Rise and Fall, Hellblazer. This went under a lot of people's radar because Derek Robertson is amazing, but Tom Taylor wrote a really good Hellblazer Black Label book, and this is it. You should pick this up. It's really good, dude. Just saying. Are you there? Your audio may have cut out. Joker number 14, great book. Hopefully Adam will be on the show next week and he will definitely review this. They are still leaning hard into these Punchline covers, and as far as I know, Punchline has not come back in any way.
You
completely forgot. Oh, you may want to drop out and come back in, T, because we definitely want to talk about Justice League 75, man. Yeah, this is it. This is the book of the week, probably. Bendis is off the book. Williamson's now picked it up. He's the darling over there at DC Comics. And I mean, gosh, this is building into the Dark Crisis, the next big thing, the final issue of the Justice League. I'm definitely picking this up. It's a big one, $7. They're really asking a lot, but it's building up to their huge event that's upcoming. Their big Dark Crisis crossover. They're really pulling out all the stops on the covers too. We got a Michael Janin cover doing this great statue set for them. That would make a dope statue set, like a real life like statue set, like Sideshow or something. That'd be so rad. Alex Maleev doing a cover. I love Alex Maleev so much. That's wonderful. This is the cover that's actually been going around, the Dan Jurgens, I guess, funeral covers, they're calling it. I don't know what to think of this. I think it's pretty damn cool, actually. I like big events. A lot of comic book readers do not like the crossover events and shit like that. And I think a lot of it comes from like the completionist, like, oh, there's so many tie-ins. But another angle of it is, man, nothing ever matters. They'll do these big events and then it's like they're just back to the status quo as soon as the last issue of the event comes out. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that. Comics haven't changed ever really at all. But I like reading the big blockbuster events. I think they're fun. I think it's cool when a bunch of writers get together and do all these stories that are really adjacent to each other. And I think that's the magic of a shared universe. And honestly, I think Marvel and DC both kind of dropped the ball a little bit when it comes to their regular books being more cohesive in a shared universe. And maybe that is a byproduct of too many events, but I was hoping Taylor would pop back on and we could chat about the damn Justice League number 75, but he may be having some issues. We'll come back to it if we have to, because I don't think he's reading anything else from the DC list. But Robin's great. Again, Joshua Williamson. This is going to be a Shadow War Part 4. The Shadow War has been pretty fun so far, like I mentioned, but we'll see. Got to get the Crystal Kung cover. Oh, it's brutally cool. It's like right out of the animated series or an animated series anyway, opening credits, just choom, 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 3 different characters. Love it. Rogues, this is the Black Label book that follows Captain Cold doing a heist, like 20 years in the future. It's really solid intro there. It is a Black Label book, so it's out of continuity, but it was fantastic. I really had a good time with it. We do have Swamp Thing. That's a great book too. Taylor is not reading that. Talon is getting collected, and that's all she wrote for over here, except for the Trial of the Amazons, which I think you are reading.
I've been reading on it. Yeah,
it's solid. It's solid.
It's been a solid crossover. I don't usually hang out in Wonder Woman's corner of the DC universe, but this has been an enjoyable read.
Yeah. But what we really want to talk about, Death of the Justice League, coming in Justice League number 75, the big prelude to their Dark Crisis event. This is probably the book I'm most looking forward to at DC this week.
Well, for no other reason, it's someone else writing Justice League for the first time in a while.
And it's the final issue. And then we get a new Justice League from all of the rumors and the covers and stuff. So, yeah, I'm stoked for the future. I love change. I love potential. And this book is bringing all of it. I want to see the Justice League murdered on panel. That's what I want to see. It's just me. I want to see the Dark Army just ripping them apart. Like Doom and Thanos. Emperor God Doom and
You're
Thanos.
Not going to get that. But
you never know. We might get it.
Well, I mean, they do some pretty bonkers stuff in these books sometimes. Like probably the most graphic thing I've ever seen in a mainline comic book might have been the Sentry tearing Ares in half in Siege.
For Sentry's go-to move to be ripping people in half, it's just that's wild. Okay, that's Bendis for you. Anyway, yeah, awesome series of books coming up from DC, but definitely the one I'm picking up the hardest is Justice League 75. Now, moving on to everybody else, these books are dropping Wednesday, just like normal books do. No offense, DC. Bloodstained Teeth. Christian Ward writing this. He's a lot better known for his art. Patrick Reynolds. A misanthrope, criminal asshole, and vampires live in a world where blood isn't the only thing vamps crave, and for the right price, he'll make you a vampire too. So he's sort of like a guy who sells vampirism.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting take. Like
I don't
vampirism, he's like a
know.
drug dealer, but for vampirism.
I don't know if it's even drug dealer. It feels more like it's a status thing, you know, and perks.
I
Like
guess.
drugs are seen as like a bad thing. But if you become a vampirism too is a bad thing. But I think these folks are getting it for the perks that come along. But I guess people
I
take
assume so.
drugs
I
for
mean,
the perks that come
you're
along too.
yeah,
So
you're paying
you're
for
not
the
wrong.
privilege. Yeah.
We're kind of splitting hairs there, but it is an interesting take. It is an interesting take. Ghost Cage, the first issue that was pretty solid. Gunslinger Spawn, it wouldn't be a week at Image Comics without something from McFarland
That's a
or
cool cover.
Kirkman. Oh, it's rad. Or Kirkman, yeah. You're gonna get McFarlane or Kirkman.
Got to keep them
But
lights on.
that is a dope. You're right. That's a million selling cover, and still only $3.
Yeah. Image is usually better than the big two of keeping their shit relatively affordable.
Well, that's a McFarlane choice, man. He likes to keep his books pretty cheap. Hellcop number 6. Not a terrible read. David is really enjoying it. Wonderful cover here. I just wanted to show off the work here. I don't know who this is. I don't know who Drew is in the cover artist, but that's fun cover, dude. That's like, whoa. Is that like a take on Medusa or something? You know what I mean?
Maybe. Are those centipedes instead of snakes, though?
Well, some of them are snakes, but there's definitely a centipede or two in there. But I don't know. There's some. I don't know. It's a nice choice.
Yeah.
Monsters 39. Monsters is always a winner. I mean, we talk about rad fucking covers. I mean, Jesus Christ. Sana Takada.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's just beautiful. But Takada is doing that in every page of this series, dude. This is a very underrated series. I mean, it's won Eisner's, but it's still really underrated. Not a lot of people are reading it. Who I think should be. Newburn, Chip Zdarsky's sort of hard-boiled crime, really good. Rogue Sun, this is out of the Black, what's it called? Black, Radiant Black.
Radiant.
Yeah, the Radiant Black universe. Saga 58.
This is like one of 3 books.
Right? Yeah, I think now, right? There's 2 ongoings. Yeah, I think there's 2 ongoings and a mini series for that. Simon, come to say hi, everybody. And Saga, always a winner. You know, always a favorite. Best-selling book they come out with every month it comes out. Scumbag number 13, after I think taking a month off, is back. Just a wonderful book. Rick Remender and Roland Bashi. I think you're breaking up again, Taylor. Might want to step out and step back in again. Anyway, Step by Bloody Step. This is Cy Spurrier's book with no words at all. Everything is done storytelling-wise through the sequential art. And it's been quite good. Sort of a brave approach, you know, to not put any word balloons or even narration or anything in there. All you get is the title page. But really the story is coming through and it's a pretty solid story. So that's a great book. And the classic zombies versus robots. Dark Horse has a few good books. Not really a lot to talk about. British Paranormal Society. This is in the Magnolia universe. Always a winner there. A bunch of trades, obviously, but also the We Have Demons. This is the Snyder book, Scott Snyder with Greg Capullo, coming off of that. You know, the series everybody always talks about from them, Batman. And this has been solid. You know, it's been pretty good. It's actually a Comixology original. It came out on Comixology first, so the whole thing is available if you read digital. IDW's got a pretty good, I don't know, G.I. Joe. I mean, they're really, really milking the G.I. Joe and the Transformers for as much as they can before they let it go. It's hard to blame them, but they're really putting together like these collections of things, of reprints and shit like that. And that's fine, but I would rather have some more new content. Godzilla Ghidorah Rivals, that's a one-shot. Godzilla versus Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Fantastic first issue. Exactly what you want out of this book. Just a bunch of big fucking fighting and action. Very, very good if you're a fan of either of those franchises. Lock and Key's getting a hardcover collected. Sonic 49. That was a big seller, actually, coming off of the movie. They had a whole event, and I really think that helped out IDW a lot in terms of sales. But their big book, probably the biggest book they'll ever have again, TMNT The Last Ronin finally wraps up. I'm going to go to view all items in this series just so we can go and look. And we're going to go down here to issue number 1, October 28th, 2020. The first issue of this came out. So that just shows you how long this book has been in just limbo, really, It's solid every time it comes out. It's the best thing I've read that week. I don't know if that's going to stand up this week because it is the big finale, and it's really easy to drop the ball, but it's going to be solid. It's still going to be a really good TMNT story. And The Last Ronin has been, just really, really fun. Did you see that, Taylor?
Oh, shit. Finally. Okay.
Finally, Last Ronin. I went to view all in this. The first issue came out October 28th, 2020.
Man.
I know.
It's a good thing this series is so good because, this is probably the biggest gap from a first issue. Not even to like a 11th or 12th issue. A 5th issue.
Right. 20 years from now, when people are buying this in the hardcover, like 8th printing of the hardcover, no one's going to remember that. Watchmen was late too, and everyone, Watchmen is one of the best books ever. It was late too. It was
delayed is better than bad. That's a good thing to always remember. Is like a rushed comic is bad forever.
Yeah. What else we got? Transformers number 42. We're keep on trucking, but we're also getting Transformers Wars End number 3 of 4. It's just a couple more months. We're in April. I think June, that shit is ending. And then in July, we're going to get a whole bunch of different things from both the G.I. Joe and Transformers line. I, for one, cannot wait. I cannot wait. All right, moving on to the House of Ideas. Here it is. The big book from them this week has got to be ASM number 1. It is John Romita Jr. Sorry. But it's also Zeb Wells. Zeb Wells is solid. So we'll see. For the past 5 years, they've had Nick Spencer and then a committee of writers that included Zeb Wells.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have a single direction for, honestly, I'm going to say it, still the marquee single character book at Marvel Comics.
I mean, absolutely. I mean,
it competes with Batman every month.
Yeah, Spider-Man is and probably always will be their biggest character. Yeah. And it's by default one of their flagship titles then. So I think it's a good idea, like you're saying, to just have like a singular vision guiding it. And Zeb Wells is a good singular vision. Do I wish someone else was drawing it? Yeah, probably. But I don't vehemently hate JR Jr.'s art so much that I'm going to pass on this,
For sure. Show off they have like 8 covers. The Momoko cover is going to be highly sought after. That is a great looking cover.
No, for good reason, yeah.
One of Humberto Ramos cover. Only reason I want to point this one out is because Humberto Ramos is my favorite Spider-Man artist of all time, I think.
Well, I mean, even on this cover, right? Like, you love to see like the movement, the energy he brings, and that's something that's great for Spider-Man to have,
Yeah, for sure. And then the obligatory Scotty Young cover.
It's fine. I mean, it is.
He wakes up, goes and takes a dump, and does his sketch, and is done for the day.
I mean, his stuff is very consistent, like it's cute, it's adorable. He has a great style, and at this point, either if you don't like him, he's not going to change your mind anytime soon, I guess.
Yep. Hulk Grand Design. I actually got an issue of this already, which was odd because these last week's books didn't come to my shop, but I did get a copy of this, so whatever. I'll read that. Knights of X number 1. One of the ones we've been looking forward to.
Yeah,
Tony Howard, Bob Quinn.
The new Excalibur here, basically.
Yep. They're basically policing Otherworld. They are going to be the X-Men of Otherworld. That includes all of the states of Otherworld and everything, which there are Iraqi, associations there. There's so much potential with this book is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
So much going on. remember what's her name? And they even mentioned her. Who was it? The plant Iraqi who's still captured over there.
Yeah, Red Root, I think her name
Yeah,
is.
Red Root, the forest. And like the Iraqis are so badass, they're like, well, if she can't escape, she doesn't deserve to be free. And it's like, whoa, okay, you're nuts. But yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Really excited. Lots of variants for that, as always, with the number ones, including the obligatory Scotty Young cover. Not much else. We get the wrap of this Miss Marvel miniseries. It's been fine.
It's been fine. Yeah, fine's a good word for it.
Yep. Punisher number 2. Really like the debut here with Jason Aaron. A lot of people still struggling with all the changes here, but it works for me. They
It
explained
was
it
a
enough.
cool opening salvo that they gave us
Yeah.
last month.
Yeah. Paul as a Zeta doing the art here is just great. God, I'm sorry, my cat just let one rip, and it is not great.
Lovely.
Sabretooth number 3. I've been enjoying this. It's basically sort of a Dante's Inferno thing with Sabretooth. That's Victor Lavalle's, bread and butter. And it's been fine. It's been fine. That's really, again. Silk number 4 continues to be a Spider-Man book. Silver Surfer Rebirth continues to be really retro, although we do get this really fun throwback cover from Pascal Ferry. I love that. It's just so simple, and the lines are great. It's perfect. It's like a Vitruvian Man from Da Vinci. You know what I mean? It's just got this simplicity.
I mean, it's one of his more iconic poses. I love the silver on white. That's a good cover.
Yeah. And a Spider-Man Silver Surfer cover where Spider-Man is playing Silver Surfer. Not a fan. Bunch of Star Wars stuff. As always, I'm so far behind on my Star Wars because they just are throwing so much.
It's gotten to the point now where if you're out of the churn, you are never getting back in.
Yeah, you're never going to get back in. Thor 24 is a big 750 issue, which is weird to me. It seems like really good timing because they're going to be able to charge you more for this. And then 25 as well, which is a tie into the Banner of War crossover with Hulk that they're having. So
I guess they're double dipping, They're trying to have both of the Hallmark issues, which it's a business. I get it.
And I'm going to read it. It's got a JMS story in it. It's got a Walter Simonson story.
Yeah, I haven't been reading.
Al Ewing's coming back to Loki in this.
I haven't been reading this for a while, but this is too hard to pass up. You got all these great Thor writers.
Yeah, and they're doing a revelatory Odin story by Jason Aaron and Das Pastoris. I mean, man. Plus, this might set up the Banner of War, which is the big Hulk event. I don't know. I'm going to read that Hulk event. It looks so stupid. I can't wait.
In a good way.
Covers. Yeah, in a good way. A bunch of cool covers. But again, I'm going to point out the Malieve cover because that is a hot-ass cover.
Yeah.
God, it's beautiful. Love that. Anyway, yeah, that's all of our books from... Oh, I mean, we should mention the Thor Omnibus. That's a pretty good buy, especially with all the Thor, commercial, the teaser that we talked about. If you don't have that, it's a good pickup, dude.
Yeah.
All of these Thor, books. Barbarella, always good art in there by Madabek Musabekov. Just freaking great art in there. I always mention it because I just can't get over how good he is. He's going to have a job at Marvel and DC soon. Honestly, you heard it here first, and I keep saying it over and over again. But that's about it. Boom's got some good stuff. They got the all-new Firefly. It's a fine book. Their darling, though, this year has been Berserker number 8, or Berserker and issue number 8 is coming out.
Cashing in on that Keanu Reeves hype.
Yeah. And this book has been solid. It's your basic immortal man story, forced to go to war, all down in the dumps all the time because he's so jaded from life. And I get it. I'm not immortal, and I feel that all the time, But Power Rangers, and I think that's why it's a compelling story, how they can always tell that. But yeah, Power Rangers, Something is Killing the Children, always good books over at Boom. And then everything else, which there is not much of this week. Biden's Titans, come on, guys. Let's try harder. Bylines in Blood, that's been pretty solid over at Aftershock. I think it's Aftershock. Yeah, over at Aftershock. That's really it, though. You know, I always like it when Dave is here for this. The Fourth Man does wrap on issue number 4. This is AWA's book by Jeff McCombsy and Mike Deodato. Mike Deodato doing his photo referential art with like famous Hollywood stars. So this plays
Yeah, I
out
was about
like
to
the movie.
ask if it was that book. Yeah, and it is.
Yeah, it's really, really good. It's about 4 different murders in 4 different issues, and they're all linked together. And you're following the criminals and the cops sort of out of order as they do their shit. And it's been really good. It's been really fun, dude. I've had a great time with that. So at least we're going to mention one real smaller press book. Harbinger, you know, killing it over at Valiant. Valiant's coming up, dude. They're going to have a lot of good books later on this year. This summer, they're going to be the publisher we're talking about. Here's a book we'll talk about, Naughty Lists. Over at Aftershock, it's Nick Santora and Lee Ferguson. Francesco Francavilla is doing a cover, and that's a great cover. But Nick Santora, he worked on The Sopranos, Law and Order, The Fugitive, Prison Break. This is a sort of Punisher meets Santa Claus. Punisher meets Santa Claus.
I heard you.
Some call me Chris King, others call me Papa No. My real name is Nicholas Sinterklaas, and this is the story of what happens when you steal my naughty list. I had a family once, a wife who loved me, a child. That's all gone now. And I don't know. I guess because there is a naughty list. So, you know, maybe he's the Santa who's like, nah, fuck the good list. I just handle the naughty list. I'm anxious to read it. I think it's going to be at least, you know, fun.
It's an interesting premise.
I got to know what's going on. Past Last Mountain, critically acclaimed. Oh, this is Paul Aller doing a book on a really small press called Gex. That's pretty fun. But yeah, there's not much else for the really small press. But really a good week overall. Of books. Of course, Justice League. Was it 2075? Somewhere 25?
Yeah, we got a real confluence of divisible by 5 issues between Thor 750 and Justice League 75, and well, not divisible by 5, but Spider-Man #1.
Yeah, it's a lot of key books that are actually regular books that we've been buying, you know, anyway. But now they're charging $8 for Thor, $6 for Spider-Man, and $6 for Justice League.
I mean, that's always the thing, though, is that Thor book is bringing in a lot of like the all-time great Thor writers.
For sure.
And that's cool, but $9 is hard to swallow, though.
It really is, dude. It really is. Knights of X, too. It's a debut, and it's a little bit extra big, and they're charging $5 for that. Punisher #2 is $5.
That's hard to justify.
It is, man. But I'm still gonna fucking buy it because I want those books.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good first issue. I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah. Bloodstained Teeth at #1 over at Image. Also Saga, of course. Scumbag is always a winner. A couple of Joe books. Oh, you weren't here. Godzilla, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #2.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, looking forward to that. Just because it's been so long, my #1 book has to be Last Ronin.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that totally slipped my mind. Actually, I've already read it. That's what I slipped my mind. It's pretty good.
Oh, I'm looking forward to reading it myself. But
yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, there's a lot of big names coming out this week between Spider-Man and Justice League and
Berserker. I mean, that's the biggest.
Berserker, yeah. Berserker is, that's paying their bills right now for sure.
Yeah, so it's a huge week. We're going to talk about all that shit on Sunday. So thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Please come back and check us out. We got a whole bunch of other stuff that we do, including the Comic Book Bullies. They stream right here on this channel. If you want to hear more from them, you should go to outrightgeekery.com. We got a bunch of links there that go to all kinds of different shit we got going on. Merch, Patreon, and the aforementioned bullies, all their different pages. So, keep coming back. We'll also do our show on Sunday for news and reviews and all that good shit. Thanks again for hanging out, everybody. But most of all, thanks to this guy for hanging out with this one.
Glad to do it.
We are going to do it again next time.
Geek time, same geek channel.
Nice. Man, it's a huge week. I wish Adam would have been here. Because he was reading the Joker. He's reading a lot more DC.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a big DC week.
It is, yeah. Between like Aquaman and all that.